So when I went to my documents after finding out about the lien that was put against my house that prevented me from, again, moving on and selling my house without having to deal with it, I saw that it says document has been removed. Then there's a bunch of redactions through all of this, and if you can remember whether or not I posted it here, Susan Handwork, who says she's had legal, when I presented her with the facts that Stacy Hines had redacted documents, she seemed surprised and then followed up with Stacy shouldn't be redacting documents on recording. But here, over a 2-day period, it looks like there's things going on in this whole case files, because we've got redactions, we've got voids, we've got more redactions, more voids, and just like the one that Ashley Allison voided, that was the original with Brendan Gray. What happened to the earnest money? I'm just saying $3,000, because Stacy starts talking about having $8,000 with her, and there's a receipt produced that says sell wholesale funding, put down $3,000 in earnest. Here's more redacted. This is the second day. So over the course of the 24th and the 25th, there was things going on in my case file. And if you remember the documents that were double digits on the DocuSign ID in the corner, the handwritten or crayon-written signatures, the DocuSign signature that was cut from a DocuSign and pasted on a hello sign, just much like, why is there a receipt that's produced as a copy, certified copy? Someone had to go in there and say, I'm going to testify that this is the truth 4 hours or so after we open on the day that the deposit was made. But we do know that I was told on the other records that Brendan did put down earnest money, and it was being refunded. Remember, that's that conversation yesterday with Ashley Allison and Stacy Hines, where she recommends or offers to transfer it, and Stacy says she already has EMD 2. Now, here is the original assignment from Christina to Brendan. Clearly, they screwed up because they have no terms of assignment in this contract, which I think made it an invalid assignment when Brendan lost his money and was upset because he failed. And so, obviously the recording that I posted, I've got another one coming where he goes on and has issues controlling his self, with self-control. Gets mad one minute, sorry the next, threatening the next, all over the place. So this is a close-up of the signatures, the date. So we were already in a deal. But what's crazy is that Stacy went and basically voided this. She voided this whole thing. I believe that's what was going on with the new paperwork that was being done. And that's why Stacy would always say that they released money early. They released money early, right? Because what is this? A new contract, assignments between Christina and Brendan on 11/3. With that little screw up in there, the yellow line talking about I'm in Mud's business, but at the top, this is clearly, it says Cash for Houses and Brendan Gray is signing it. Who was doing all of these things? Because why is Chris Iman's stuff on Brendan Gray's contract? Now, Stacy, remember yesterday, sent a message to Brendan telling him to have Chris Iman sign and acknowledge. Now, isn't this funny? This is the date. Look at the signature. Look at Chris Iman's signature. Apparently, he forgot how to spell his name and left off an N. And then look at the timestamp and see that they're done at the same time, right after. Isn't that strange? These things are bizarre. But I think they really show how it was a conspiracy. Really opens beyond a reasonable doubt. I don't know what a jury of my peers would think, but I think anybody with common sense can see all the mishaps here that were done to blatantly cover tracks. Because again, sell wholesale funding is who put down earnest money, but yet my house had a lien on it from a I'm in Mud. So what's going on here? Nathan Reese, additional funds. You've got transfers being done to files. Yet, according to the documents already provided, that file was voided way back in October, I believe, on the 27th by Ashley Allison. So what's going on, guys? Cha-ching, cha-ching. Laundry, laundry, laundry. Somebody's covering tracks. Brendan lost out. He was mad. He threatened me. Whether or not he was involved with Chris Iman, Jack Iman, Sell Wholesale Funding, whoever was in this whole scenario, this was a shit show. There was never an account for $11,000 in earnest money, clearly. So why is there two separate earnest monies, considering one of them is moving it to the correct file? This is all just a bunch of shit. And Stacy facilitated this as an employee of Chicago Title. And Chicago Title's situation and standpoint is they stand behind her action. She did nothing wrong. Even though I blatantly showed you, and I could post the terms and conditions up close, every single line, that she very much breached the terms and conditions, couldn't tell the truth to save her life, hid documents, and worked against me by not only conspiring with my mother and using my personal information, but she was also fully invested with at least Brendan, who I believe Christina meeting Brendan through Pauline, and Pauline taking the deal from Ashley and giving it to Stacy after Ashley already had it for multiple days, pretty much explains so much of this stuff. These are the receipts produced by Mary Moore. Mary Moore, tell the truth, Mary. I think you could do it. I believe in you. How come? When did Chris Iman Sell Wholesale Funding? Was that money put up for Brendan? Why did it get transferred to a whole complete different location? Why? What was the point? You took a deal from somebody already in escrow where Christina opened escrow and moved it specifically to somebody that was willing to do all of these things, linked to a man who went and put a wrongful lien on my house, that sat in a deposition talking about seeking people with pain points, and then turned around and seemed quite upset that it wasn't fair and he wouldn't have signed the contract had he have actually read it or consulted an attorney and knew the terms. But because he didn't do that and it wasn't fair for him, he went and filed a wrongful lien on my house, which is why I won the wrongful lien. That's why it was determined to be wrong, because it was wrong. You can't go around the neighborhood because you get a bad attitude, your feelings are hurt, or you're protecting and lying to cover somebody else's mistake, right, Jack? Anyway, this was me finding out about the lead, reaching out to Christina, like trying to get a timeline. And it was so apparent. And of course, I didn't know that Christina had redone paperwork at this point. That's been recent that all these things are coming out. So it's very apparent, though, that she switched her whole attitude and behavior towards me from the messages that we left off, how sorry she was, fuck them people, they're liars, I have them, to now in conversations and communications, here she's letting me know she's on vacation, she's in the mountains, she let me know she was pregnant, she can't be under stress. She kept playing stupid, complete stupid, wouldn't work with me, yet she went and re-signed assignments. She knew and had to have been told and disclosed why she was doing these things. And if she wasn't, she better stand up and tell the truth. Because, just saying, oh, I think Stacy hates me, which we've got those text messages too, something's not right. And I'm just thinking I pretty much laid out everything. Do something. Fix it. Do better. So because you, Stacey Hines, failed, Brendan Gray failed, Christina failed, Jack Iman failed, Chris Iman failed, all the multiple different LLC players involved failed. Lori lives homeless. Lori's been in complete trauma, living through ungodly circumstances, alone on the streets, constantly taking on the stress of being a criminal for being homeless while criminal activity happened. This is coming out. Prepare. And the only thing that's going to come out of this is guilty. This is just a touch. I still got way more documents. Let's keep going. But not now. I'm taking a break because I'm a little tired. It's been a while. It's been a lot of effort. This shit just has my mind all over the place. There's so many things I find while I'm finding stuff, while I'm looking for stuff, that it just... And after all, you got to give me some credit. I'm doing this from living homeless in the back of my truck with, let's see, this is day 2, with some chili with beans and pretty much water, fasting. And not saying I can't stand to lose a couple, but at the end of the day, I'm just sweating, and I have to keep driving to go get a cup of water at a time because water costs money. So, this creates a bunch of stuff for me. And you guys are just sitting around pretending like these things aren't real. I haven't even got started marketing it. Like literally not marketing it, but pushing it. Really getting it out there to the people to let them know the circumstances of what I went through, to save them from making the same mistake, to save people the grief of dealing with all of these companies that will do bad things and then sit quietly like crickets and pretend, even in light, it's right there in your face. So if Chris Iman's deserving $2,000 a day, all these additional funds and some refunds, and all of these people are getting all this free stuff, what is Lori entitled to for a life of destruction? Every minute, tick-tock, tick-tock. Cha-ching, cha-ching. I'm feeling like every minute I suffer is worth $2,000.